brought this forward. I'll jump in first. First of all, this fairly represents what I had, the motion I made 2 weeks ago. There has been some changes. Those were vocalized at the technical review. Some may not have heard them, but I did, and they are recorded and they're in the minutes. One note, my number one on the resolution, Gold Butte area shall not have any designated wilderness. That is not what I proposed, but that's what the purpose of this meeting is to discuss that and make changes and alterations. My proposal was simply no additional wilderness. Having said that, you know, I've heard a lot of comments on both sides. I appreciate the emotional aspect of this deal. I will say that virtually every other item, and I'm going to let somebody else address the change in the NCA's boundaries, but I was in support of an NCA. I still am. All of my concerns I listed out in my motion at the last meeting, including no additional wilderness, no more closing of roads, no restrictions on access of mechanized vehicles, access no more than there is today. I should qualify that. The water issue was a big one. I still believe that's a valid issue. So those are the points that I proposed in my my motion last time. They are faithfully here, except for the language in number one, which I am not in support of. It's no additional wilderness. What concerns me is that I've been reassured over and over and over again by the Friends of Gold Butte and others that the wilderness designation, there's no roads, so it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You can't have it both ways. There's no roads in there, and I'm not suggesting any new roads. I'm saying what we have today. That's it. So there will be no more roads. So whether it's wilderness or not, there will remain no motorized access. It will be, in all intent and purposes, a wilderness. Same way with restrictions on the roads. The comments were, we don't propose to close any roads. Well, that's fine. Then this shouldn't bother you, these caveats in the resolution. It shouldn't bother you, because that's what you are saying. The legislation is not proposing any more road closures. Well, that's fine. I'm just memorializing it in our resolution. It doesn't change anything. You can't have it both ways. You can't tell me it doesn't matter and then turn around and say it does matter. I don't want any changes other than what we have today. That's my resolution. I'll make it really simple. No more additional wilderness. No more road closures. No restrictions on the motorized vehicles on roads. I'm for an NCA. I appreciate the nominal oversight that we will apparently get from the BLM. Although there's not going to be a cop on every corner. I mean, that's 300,000 acres out there. There's not going to be a cop in every corner. So it in of itself, designating it an NCA with oversight and BLM's involvement in management will not prevent somebody from popping off their 45. It's not going to prevent them from drinking a beer and throwing it on the ground. That will happen. It happens in the Virgin River Gorge up in Zion. I've seen it. You do not prevent it by making these designations. It will happen anyway. Responsible people will pick up the stuff, pack it out. That's what responsible people do. We do it at the beach. I grew up in Southern California. Yorba Linda. There were far more trees than there were orange trees than there were people when I was a kid. Now there aren't any more orange trees. I don't like that either. I liked it the way it was, but that's progress. But California is a bad example of good management. I don't think there's anybody in here that can say that that is the poster child of good management. So I just want to make it clear for you guys. I'm for the NCA, I'm for no more wilderness, and I want to keep the roads open just like Ms. Moen says will happen. I want to keep motorized vehicles available out there, which Ms. Moen promises will happen. All of the things that she's promises, I'm for it. I just want to make sure we're very clear in our resolution what it is exactly we are for. The other resolutions are not clear. They're support whatever. That's it. Anything the government wants, we want. Because the current legislation that's proposed today, it may morph. It may change. The president on his last few days may stroke of the pen, change it to a monument. I can't stop that. This resolution will not stop that. And I think Ms. Hurd said it. We are simply stating a position. In my position, and I firmly believe this, and I think the majority of the citizens of Mesquite believe it, that this proposal, this resolution, is fair, it's a compromise, it assures us that nothing will change drastically out there, yet we will not have the potential, we will not be in support of a potential change in the legislation or more restrictive legislation. It's as simple as that.